Checking, checking. Alright. Hang on. Hello everyone, this is Hammer of the Super Paladin Bros. Back with another episode of Star Trek Online. Last episode we did finished yesterday's wars. I'm saving that last mission for a separate episode. Today we're going to use my Sharan character, Temporal Agent. Alright. Need to go to the Taylor for a second.
Hello.
Switch back to this one. Alright. This episode will do the New Frontier story arc. No, future proof. Sorry about that. This is probably going to take at least two, maybe 3 episodes, because these episodes tend to get somewhat long. Depending how long it takes.
With the war over, it's time for us to rebuild, to take stock of our situation, and to return to our roots as explorers. We've recently noticed that a star in an unexplored system near Ferenginar has become unstable. There's nothing to indicate any change to its stellar life cycle, so this is a perfect opportunity for us to chart the system, investigate the star, and improve our understanding of what's happening. I want you to head up this investigation. Find out why this star is suddenly dying, and make sure it isn't going to be a threat to any nearby world.
Okay. If I'm not talking much, it's just I don't really have much to say. A relative of mine had a heart attack. Aunt Kelly, one of my dad's sisters. And, another relative just died, great aunt. Related to dad, so it's just difficult. Just gotta make some changes right quick. Alright. Just make sure everything's set. Still got some work to do on this ship. Because it's kind of a new character. But I don't really say much, I'm sorry. It's kind of hard lately. Death of a relative. One's in the hospital from recovering from a heart attack.
Thank you for the pickup. I'm Tenora Zuval. Let's get started. My preliminary observations show some kind of unknown stellar problem. This unexplored system near Ferenginar is undergoing solar death. Basically, it's as if the star is going out suddenly, but there's no good reason. Thank you for the pickup. I'm Tenora Zuval. Let's get started. My preliminary observations show some kind of unknown stellar problem. Thank you for the pickup. I'm Tenora Zuval.
Alright. Sorry about that. I had to unplug my headphones. I've already done this mission, so that's why yeah. Depending how long each mission takes, I'm kind of gonna probably do at least 2 missions per episode. This story arc takes place after the Iconian War story arc, but I will do that one towards the end of the LP. I'm kind of doing, as I said, I'm doing this kind of out of order. I really don't see the need in doing it in order. Alright, approaching the system. Arrived in system, point 0.5 AU from the star. Still no indication detecting. Only gas giants, no sign of rocky planets, occasional moons for the other than occasional moon for the Jovians. Alright, let's move closer, conduct our scans.
Getting swamped with solar radiation. Try reducing the gain on your sensors. Initial results don't make any sense. The star's core reactions are failing, but it still has so much mass that it should be conducting fusion. It's as if it suddenly decided that it was no longer going to do hydrogen fusion, just heavier fusion process. This kind of matter is ejected during corona events. We should be able to collect some with your ship's ram scopes if we head to one of the ejection.
Okay. do these collecting the solar particles.
Results are coming in now. This still isn't making any sense. It's as if the star's life cycle was suddenly accelerated somehow, but it never went through an expansion cycle. There's no good explanation for this yet. Maybe if this is system-wide, we should find evidence of similar problems, with nuclear and chemical reactions in the system's gaseous bodies. There's a large amount of gaseous stellar matter further from the...
Alright, let's go. Probably do at least 2 episodes of this stream.
This is very strange. Usually nebulae are massive clouds between star systems. Finding a micronebula in a system like this is quite rare. This may be the result of an event such as a cosmic string. All the particulate matter will make your ship's sensors unreliable beyond a few kilometers, and shields will be offline. The best we'll be able to do is to check small...
Alright. Just conduct a scan to find your way to where you need to go. Uh-huh. Just follow your scanner there. Alright, we got someone coming. Tholians. What are the Tholians doing here?
Data is coming in now. Nothing unusual coming in from the nebula, but those Tholian ships were quite far from home. Unfortunately, they can't give us answers. Looks like there's some heavy ionization on the far side of the nebula, though. As if it's receiving some kind of reflected radiation from one of...
Mm-hmm. Scan these asteroids. Okay, let's go to the last one. Interesting. Excavated. Looks like we found something. Up, we found something.
Greetings, unknown vessel. This is Administrator Kumar K. Please provide identification. Welcome to Lukari. Visitors here are rare, but we're always gratified by the chance to meet and exchange information with travelers. I regret that you have arrived at a difficult time. You may have noticed that our home star has become unstable. I'm leading a project to try to reignite the star. Unfortunately, we've already suffered severe disruptions, and we have a lot of problems to tackle right now.
Just so you know, depending on what faction you are, the wording will be somewhat different. Just depending on what faction you are.
These problems started only recently, just a few days ago. Our astronomers noted a significant shift in the star's output, and now it looks like it's guttering and dying. If we can't solve this problem, it's the end of our species. I'm the project leader for our solar probe team. We're going to try to restart fusion with a quantum chromodynamic accretion burst, but honestly, we have a solar probe ready that contains the booster module that needs to be fired into the star. It's capable of warp 2. There's a problem, though. The probe's remote navigation systems don't work. All of the interference from the solar flaring and guttering is blocking the signal. Could your ship get a trajectory plot so that we could...
Just helping a species in distress. Okay. Alright.
We're getting your telemetry now. I'll have my engineers prepare the probe. Let's see if this works. The probe's made it out of orbit.
Just gotta sit here and watch.
Engaging secondary boosters to head out of planetary range.
Fingers crossed.
It's gone to warp. The probe is arriving at the solar corona. Deploying chromodynamic booster. No effect. It didn't work. Repeat. It didn't work. That was our one shot. Thank you for trying to help.
Okay, who's this?
My name is Caldano. Looks like I've arrived at the perfect time.
We
I'm here to
already
help with
met.
the problem with this star. I'm a scientist, and I have some specialized
We
knowledge
already
that can help.
We already met him in the last story arc. Talk about a temporal paradox.
With apologies for the interruption, this is my home star. My people are the ones at risk here. If you have some way to... All right, I'm willing to do so, but it will take me a little while to get a shuttle out there. As you might imagine, things are a little hectic.
You won't be able to get a lock on my ship interior due to the subspace manifolds. I'll go ahead and bring you aboard.
Okay.
Welcome aboard. I'm Caldano.
You moved me here without crossing the intervening space. You have quantum teleportation technology.
Yes. We call it a transporter. It has a limited range, but it's useful for going from surface to ship.
Impossible! This ship's interior is massive, even though it's no bigger than a shuttle.
My ship uses compactified subspace folds. It's bigger on the inside.
This is all quite overwhelming. This Caldano person is another stranger from somewhere else, and you're here to... Oh. Yes, I suppose I can see how a star suddenly dying might attract someone's attention. It's an odd coincidence. We'd probably never have met if it weren't for the trouble with the star. My people have never really had any desire to go exploring out there. We've sent a few probes and met a couple of neighbors, but we're happy at home, and we have what we need, so why risk it? I guess this crisis... It sounds like you have a lot of experience in meeting other kinds of people. Maybe if we survive this, we can take the chance and learn more about each other. To talk about what we might have in common, and... What can I do to help? My home is at risk. I want to do something. To be involved in solving this problem.
You can pick and choose which option, but usually Caldano is the best option, but you can choose to pick you.
Welcome to my ship. Don't be alarmed. This vessel is from the 31st century, and it has some technology. Correct. I'm associated with the temporal division of... Well, let's just say that I'm an ally from the future, and I'm here to save the No, I'm trying to prevent changes. Someone's tampered with this star. It's not supposed to die out here. The Lucari don't disappear today, at least not if we have any say in it. I have some tech...
I'll regulate the device's main power
Yeah.
state from this console.
Let's just say it involves a lot of temporal paradoxes. It gives you a headache. If you remember... Sorry. If you remember from the Star Trek Enterprise episode Future Tense, you would understand. Kind of reference to that. Because that body was Caldano's.
Sounds like whoever tried to destabilize the Lucari stars decided to come knocking.
What are those things?
Tholians.
Tholians! Keep them away! I need to finish these computations! I have the device shielded in a force field, but I can't deploy it until these Tholians are out of the way. Shields are back up! They shouldn't be able to get any more boarding parties over.
The Tholians are always a fun bunch. I didn't mean to do that.
We've got a breather. Now I just have to charge the device and prepare it for use. In just a few minutes, it'll propagate a quantum wave shift that should correct the star's stalled fusion process.
We gotta fight off the Tholians. After this mission, I'm gonna take a brief break and take some more Dayquil. Try to keep this damn cold suppressed. Tomorrow I'm gonna stay home. The only time I'm going out is probably just to take out the trash and recycling.
The device is charging. We should be just...
Give us the talks, Lieutenant.
Just wonderful. Now the Tholians want my quantum phase inhibitor.
You will surrender the talks, UTAT, or you will be destroyed.
I fired what's called a nanoprobe torpedo,
Just need a little more
and
time
it assimilates
rejuvenate the star.
an enemy vessel, and it makes it loyal to you. So they'll fire on the enemy vessel. Gotta protect them for the next minute. Yeah, they get me in the web. Gotta destroy the web before it encompasses your vessel. My Alliance battle cruiser here, not exactly the most maneuverable ship. Well, no big ships are.
Target's shield.
Assimilate this. That nanoprobe torpedo, which assimilates them, is very useful.
Activating the rejuvenator.
It's one of my favorite weapons in this game.
It's working. Look at the star. Check the spectral readings. The fusion process is reigniting.
Some of those ships have just arrived at our home system. They're
Alright, we gotta save the Lucari homeworld.
Please, you have to stop them. We don't have any warships or space weapons.
I'm doing that. Make you eat your own tholium weapon. I hate it when they get me in the tractor beam.
Target's shield.
Tholians have managed to get my ship in a web. I need your help.
Alright, gotta go free Caldano's ship.
Target's shields have failed.
They've stolen my quantum phase inhibitor.
Oh, great. They stole the toxic tot. The assimilated ships do come in handy.
Thanks for the save, but the Tholians managed to steal the Tox Utot while they had my ship webbed. That must have been their plan all along. My data suggests that the Tholians used a trilithium warhead to destabilize the star. But but the amount of resources needed to build such a weapon makes it inefficient, to say the least. No, I suspect that somehow they knew that I'd come here to save this star, and that I would bring the Toxu top. Fortunately, the Lucari star is safe. However, nobody else will be as long as the Tholians have that device. They could use it to snuff out or destabilize I have some thoughts on that, but I will need to do some calculations. These events and the Tox Utat itself are tied up in the temporal Cold War. The Tholians may not care, but by using the Tox Utat, they risk distorting the timeline by wiping out civilizations that are supposed to survive into the future, such as the Lucari. I'll be in touch.
Caldano is correct. You have preserved our future. My people will be forever grateful, not to mention my personal gratitude, of course. I think we have a bright future ahead of us, if you'll forgive my play on words. I am eager. I wish I could ask you about your science, your trade, your society. But I suppose there will be time for all of that now that our crisis has been averted.
I think our friend the administrator
Hang on.
here is going to need a ride home. Would you mind? If you'll pick her up and take her home, I'll start looking for more data about the Tholians' plans.
I'm sorry about that. People annoying me, and I really don't like it. Christian missionaries trying to convert me, and I just find that annoying.
I have collected an amazing amount of information about what happened to this
I
star.
ask people to respect my right to be
Thank you for bringing me along.
not religious.
Once we're back in Allied space, I'll take a shuttle home.
I respect those who are religious, but I prefer not to discuss religion. It's a very sensitive topic with me, and it's a very sore topic. I ask people to respect my rights, and I will respect theirs. Alright. I've already got the quantum phase beam array. I got plenty of torpedoes. Alright. I respect people who believe in God. My closest friend and college buddy believes in God, but I don't. I respect, well, I'm just agnostic. It's a very sensitive subject, what happened to me and God. I just ask people to respect my rights, that I just don't want to talk about it, and I don't even want to discuss it. I respect people's right to believe, but I just ask people to respect me. Not try to push me on the subject at all, because it is a very, very sore subject and a very sensitive one. Alright, we'll do another mission. Alright, Stormbound.
The Tox Utot has fallen into the hands of the Tholians. Our intelligence indicates increased Tholian activity in the Nakul system. Caldano believes they are trying to interfere with the Nakul in the present because of actions they will take in the future. Caldano has asked you to rendezvous with him in the Nakul.
Alright. And Nakul. The only episodes they are mentioned are season 4, episode 1 of season 4, and episode 2 of season 4, Stormfront, where Captain Archer and the crew go back in time to stop the Nakul from and Vosk from escalating the temporal Cold War.
Good to see you again. Thank you for responding to my message so quickly. The Tholians have the quantum phase inhibitor. I've tracked their ship to this system, and I'm detecting some telltale quantum fluctuations within the star. They're trying to use the device. We need to stop them and recover it. First, however, we need to help the Nakul. At this point in their history, they're not prepared to repel a
Unidentified vessel. You have entered our space without authorization. If you are an ally of the Tholians, leave now. We have done not thank you. My people have few warships. Any assistance you could provide.
Alright, let's fight the Tholians.
Target shield has failed.
Let's give them a taste of their own meds.
We appreciate your assistance. It is not often that we encounter a species willing to risk their lives for another. We are still detecting Tholian ships near our star, as well. So this is your fault? Why would you make such a terrible thing? You caused...
I should have never made that device. I was only focused on the idea, on whether it was possible. I didn't stop to think of all the harm it could do in the wrong hands. We have to stop the Tholians before they shut down the star's fusion. If that happens, the effect on this system will be devastating. The lead Tholian ship has the quantum phase inhibitor. They're going to use it on the star. We have to stop them.
Alright.
Warning.
Usually, scientists don't always think about the consequences of their inventions, especially if they're in the wrong hands, like
None of this would have happened.
nuclear power. It was a great idea, but at the same time, creates terrible weapons. And often, one thing about those who helped develop nuclear weapons, like Oppenheimer and Einstein, they became some of the most
We'll have to go further into
most
the past to hide
favorite
the quantum
opponents
phase
of the
inhibitor.
development of nuclear weapons. Fact is, Robert Oppenheimer, who had his security clearance revoked because of his opposition to nuclear weapons, just had it recently, a few days ago, had it restored by the Department of Energy because he
Assuming,
was
of course,
wrongly.
we can get it back from them in the first place.
He was wrong. He was stripped of his security clearance because of his opposition, moral opposition to nuclear weapons. He supported the idea of nuclear energy, but he just opposed the development of nuclear weapons. But the Department of Energy restored his security clearance only a few days ago because he was the victim of a political witch hunt because of his opposition to the development of nuclear weapons. It's just how good ideas can become weapons of war. In the context of Star Trek, you could say the same thing for the Genesis device. Carol Marcus thought she was creating an idea for good, but it could be used as a terrible weapon. Starfleet, and resulted in severe damage to the Enterprise and the death of Spock before he was regenerated. How good ideas can be turned into weapons.
Oh no,
We're too
they're
late.
using the toxin pod.
We couldn't prevent it.
Warning. Ship is under attack.
Things could just easily go wrong when good ideas are corrupted. Alright, we disabled her.
We've docked with a Tholian ship. The good news is that my scans indicate the quantum phase inhibitor is on the bridge. All we need to do is go get it. The bad news is that the Tholians come from...
Alright. We gotta turn on our environmental suits. Yeah, it's like several hundred
Tholians,
degrees
just
aboard
as
a Tholian
xenophobic
ship.
and opportunistic in your time as mine.
Yeah, Tholians are very opportunistic. Yeah.
We have to be getting closer to the Tox Utot. Stay alert.
Alright.
The bridge should be just ahead.
Oh, jeez.
Now we just need to drop that force field, get the quantum phase inhibitor, and get off this ship before the rest of the Tholians get here to stop us.
Alright.
Finally, we have the quantum phase inhibitor. I brought this device through time to hide it from the Vorgons, but I never thought the Tholians would steal it. Now we need to hide it where it will be safe from both.
Alright. And we kind of find out that we helped put the device in the past.
Set a course for the Ryza system.
Ryza, early 22nd century. Even the tourists won't be in this region for a few years yet. No one will be looking for the quantum phase inhibitor here. Not now, anyway.
Wow, rain on Ryza. I guess they haven't installed the weather control systems yet.
Yep. Because we helped buried it.
We have to hide the device very well. I can't afford to let it fall into the wrong hands again. And the Vorgons are very persistent. No, that's too obvious. Anyone could find it there. That's better, but I still think it will be too easy to find.
That's it. Someone will find it in a few hundred years, but that's a different story for a different captain. Let's get back to your time. We need to check on the
Picard.
Nakul. Setting
Yeah,
course
these
for
missions are
24.
gonna get longer.
We need to get back to the Nakul.
Return the toxic tap, and we will let you live.
Oops. They're mad.
Warning. Target's shields have failed.
As Ambassador Sark is so famous for saying, threats are illogical. Payment is quite high.
Mayday! My temporal drive has been damaged! This is Captain Walker of the USS Postok. We are responding to a temporal distress call. Do you require assistance?
I think the Nakul needs help more than I do. Thank you, Captain Walker.
What happened to our son? What did you do? I'm sure that will be a great comfort to our citizens that you have done quite enough. Leave us alone. Time.
This is Captain Benjamin Walker. I think you better... This is Captain Benjamin Walker.
I will beam over as soon as I help deal these guys. Alright, the Nakul are pissed because their sun has been darkened.
This is Captain Benjamin Walker of the USS Postok. I'm responding to an emergency temporal transmission from these space-time coordinates, but we are no longer detecting the source of these transmissions. Did you lose it? I think you better come aboard while we...
Greetings. It's nice to see you again. Not that you remember. We need to scan the continuum for Caldano. Would you care to assist me? Were you able to locate Caldano? Enter the temporal coordinates into the transporter.
Yeah. We already did that mission.
What happened with Caldano? No, this was meant to happen. Caldano went further back into the past than you knew. The NX-01 Enterprise, captained by Jonathan Archer, found his ship in the 22nd century, and his chief engineer activated Caldano's emergency temporal circuit, which returned the ship to its last known time, this one. But by the time that happened, Caldano had been dead for centuries. The Tox Utat is safe. It was found in the mid-24th century by Captain Jean-Luc Picard, who, altering the past, causes ripples. The effects move through time, shifting everything they touch, and it may take eons for all of them to be seen. The Nakul will survive, although their homeworld will be lost. They will become time travelers themselves, and their actions in the temporal Cold War shape the galaxy you now know. You could check Captain Archer's old logs for more information, but you will know all about it soon enough. You are entering a dangerous era in history. Time travel, like warp drive before it, will radically change your society. I'll see you again. We have a lot to do.
I'm sorry, it's this damn cough is getting worse. Just hang on a sec. Okay. So I got the impulse engines.
This is a sad day for the Federation. We failed to save the Nakul system. And our friend from the future, Caldano, is dead. I know you did everything you could. Sometimes, especially when we venture into time travel, things must play out a certain way. So, at least the timeline has been preserved. Captain Picard can now find the Tox Uthot on Risa in the 24th century. Still, let us mourn for Caldano and the Nakul people.
Congratulations, Admiral.
See, I've been doing it for an hour. I think that'll be it for this episode. I'm gonna do two missions at a time, because these missions tend to get long. This mission right here takes about an hour to do. So I think for now, I'm gonna call it an episode. I'll be back tomorrow with another episode of Star Trek Online. We'll do Time and Tide. But for now, this has been Hammer of the Super Paladin Bros. This will be on YouTube probably tonight. So for now, I want to say peace out.